This is deeppocketsforex. We'll be giving you our weekly Forex forecast. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you get our weekly video every weekend. You get notified whenever we post a video. If you have any questions or any suggestions, feel free to drop them on the comment section. Also watch the video until the end so that you don't miss out on the tips we'll be giving you along the video. So watch the video until the end. Enjoy the video. This is GBP USD. For GBP USD this past week, we talked about this down move here. We say that we're expecting a down wave, and as you can see, we already have the first movement down here, and then we're getting a correction. This is just a bigger correction. This past week we say that we're expecting a correction here and then more down, and as you can see, we are getting that kind of corrective structure here, and then we'll be expecting a down wave to continue here. If GBP USD goes up, decides to go up like this one more time, we might get a slight correction here like this, then we can get an up move here like this. Then this, from this level here, this is where we can drop if we are to go up one more time. But what structure shows overall, it still shows a down move here like this. And how this movement can happen, we can get something like we have an impulse move here, we can get something like this, down, this, down, like this. This is how the movement can happen on GBP USD. This is Euro NZD. For Euro NZD, this is what we're expecting. We said we're expecting a down move here like this, and then from here we said we're expecting an up move. This is the movement that we did not cover on our previous YouTube video, but we covered it on our trading view. So if you're not following us on trading view, make sure that you follow us on trading view to get some of these ideas from time to time. This is what we said we're expecting. We said we're expecting a down move here like this, then we said we're expecting an up move to follow, and as you can see from here all the way down, breaking this previous low, this is the down move that we got, and now we're expecting an up move like this next week. If this movement from here is to continue up, we should see something like this, then up like this, or it's possible also to push down here to break this previous low, then still head up. That's what we're expecting on Euro NZD. This is NZD USD. For NZD USD this past week, we talked about a corrective structure here. Also remember that initially we had forecasted a corrective structure here and a down move. And this past week we talked about a corrective structure here again and a down move. And after forecasting this corrective structure here and a down move, you can see that we're getting something like a correction here, and we are expecting to get this down move here. It's still expected. We're expecting this down move. Then from this down move, this is when we can start looking for a bigger buy. If you're not already selling here, please just let this complete, then only look for a buy to trade. As of now, just let this complete, then look for a buy. This is USD JPY. For USD JPY, we focused at a big up wave from here all the way up to this area here. This is an up move that we focused, and as you can see from here to this level here, USD JPY has moved 600 pips. That's a movement that we shared, and we managed to get an entry around this level here, and you can see that price is heading all the way up to this area. So from here now, this past week we say that we're expecting a corrective structure like this, then price can continue. Or we can just get a small corrective structure like this, then price can continue up to this area, because price is expected to complete up to this level. The wave is expected to reach this level here, and that is what we are expecting to get this next week's. If we get a corrective structure here, we'll be looking forward for completion of this big wave up to this area. That's on USD JPY. Also keep in mind that if we get a correction, there's also a chance that we can get a correction that goes deeper. So if you had set your take profit around this area, this is a trade you can take advantage on. After it gets a correction, you can take advantage of the up wave like this, the completion up wave, so that you can look for a buy around this level here and catch the buy all the way up to the end. This is AUD NZD. For AUD NZD this past week, we had price right around this area, and we say that we're expecting a corrective structure like this and then a down move to complete. We say that the down move is expected to complete up to this area, slightly breaking this previous low. Now as you can see, there's a slight change here. Instead of getting a corrective structure like this as expected, we managed to just get an up move like this, down, up move like this, and this might mean something different. If we get such a structure here, we can only expect a down move that is slightly going to break this previous low but not this previous low. Then after we get price completing here, we can be looking for an up move like this. That's what we can expect on AUD NZD. There's also a slight chance that this price might continue all the way up to this area, and before then we could just get a slight corrective structure here, then price breaking this previous high. That's what we're expecting on AUD NZD. We're expecting this down move, and we can also get this down move. This is NZD CAD. For NZD CAD, if you remember, we forecasted this down move and we forecasted a corrective structure here. Then the following week we got this drop here. After we got this drop here, this is a drop that we forecasted right around to complete around this area, but it just went even deeper. Then from this down move we could know that there's more down that is following, and then we got a corrective structure here and a drop. So this next week there's a chance that we could get this big wave up, but you cannot be trading this big wave if you're not sure that this movement has completed. There's a slight chance that from here we can get an up move like this, up like this, but also keep in mind that this movement can also give just a slight correction like this, then one single drop, just a small drop before heading up. So if you need to trade this big wave, just ensure that this down move is completed, this down wave is completed, because there's a chance we can get a slight correction, then a down move like this. From then we'll be getting an up move. Also be on the lookout, because anytime we can get this up move following through. So just be on the lookout if you need to trade this buy. That's for NZD CAD. We're expecting a big wave up. You can ignore whatever movement that is happening here and then focus only on the buy setup. This is Euro AUD. For Euro AUD, we're expecting to get a slight correction here, then a drop. This slight correction might be maybe a bigger correction like this, then a drop, or it can just be a small correction like this, then a drop. From then we'll be expecting this big wave up. We're expecting price to move up like this, breaking this previous high, breaking this previous high, breaking this previous high, and breaking this previous high. That's what we're expecting on Euro AUD. We're expecting a big wave up like this, but only wait for this structure to complete, then you can be looking for an entry up. That's what we're looking for on AUD. On Euro AUD, we're expecting this big wave. We'll be expecting this big wave. Be on the lookout to buy this. If you get your entry strategy confirming this big wave, you can be looking for a buy. GBP NZD. For GBP NZD, we're expecting a corrective structure here like this, slight correction, then up, and then from here we might be getting this drop. This is our most recent structure. The structure shows that we are expecting to get a slight correction here, then up, then from here there's a chance that we might be getting a drop here. That's what we're expecting on GBP NZD. Then from here we'll be giving you an update. This movement here you can ignore, and from here if we manage to get an entry, we can be looking forward to trading this drop here. That's what we're expecting on GBP NZD. We're expecting to look for an entry right around this drop. If our entry strategy gives us a sell opportunity from here, we'll be looking forward to trading this down move. This is CAD JPY. For CAD JPY from here, right around this area, this past week, we expected to get this drop here. We expected to get this drop here. We say that structure is showing that there's an expected drop soon. But we got price moving like this, some extra pips, and just from this movement, what we are getting here might mean something different. We might not get this drop here, we might get a slight corrective structure here like this, or we can get a corrective structure moving like this, then we can get an up move. It can be a bigger corrective structure or it can be a small corrective structure. From here we can get also this, just something like this, then extra up. Then from here we will give you the next update on this, but as of now we are not yet ready for this bigger sell. We're not yet ready for this bigger sell. When it's ready, we'll cover it. For now you can just ignore this and let this complete. GBP JPY, just like CAD JPY, we were expecting to get a down move right around this area, a down move right around this area, and this has just moved some extra pips. So anytime during the week or the following week, that our entry strategy provides us with an entry to sell, we will be ready to sell this trade, because there's a big wave that's expected, but what's not yet ready is entry. Once we get an entry, we'll confirm this bigger sell. As of now, you can just set it aside. If we get a corrective structure here, just know that we might get an extra move like this up to this area. Then from here, this is where we can be looking for a sell position. As of now, it's not yet ready, so you can just set this aside and look for setups that are ready to trade. This one now, you can just set it aside for now. This is NZD JPY. For NZD JPY, we are expecting a big wave down like this, and this is a down move that we talked about on our trading view. So if you're not following us on our trading view, please make sure to follow us to get some of these ideas once in a while. We're expecting this down move here on NZD JPY. This is a down move that if we confirm our entry during the week, we can be looking for a sell. We can be looking for a sell all the way down up to this area, breaking this previous low and breaking this previous low until around this area here. This is USD CAD. For USD CAD, this past week we say that we're expecting this corrective structure to complete, then we get a buy movement. But during the week, we were able to discuss this on our inner circle, and this down move was expected. This down move was something that was expected, and from here we can still get a buy opportunity anyway around this area. Now remember, this is a big wave that is forecasted. It's a big, very big wave that is forecasted, and as a big wave is forecasted, you can get this manipulation movement, this last down movement, just to make sure that everyone is out before having this bigger movement. Now this is on the 8-hour chart. Remember, there's a movement that was forecasted on the higher time frames, like the 1 day, and it's a big movement. This is how the movement is expected to move, and this is a movement that is expected to take time to move. It can take a couple of months to head all the way up to this area. It can take a couple of months to head up to this area, but make sure you are patient on your entry, because this movement is still expected to move. It may take out some traders that are early here and then still head up. So just make sure that you're prepared for this buy and be patient to catch it.